So what did I think about Piers Morgan's show that was talking about Shilo Hendrix, that white woman who said the N word, and the white woman that was on there defending it, the conservative one, and that other dude that was defending it, and nobody was on there debating. What did I think? Piers Morgan, who's basically like a Geraldo Rivera broke version, who's basically like a George Santos of, because you don't know where he really from. He ain't British. You don't know his. He done so much acting it ain't even funny. Now he wants to come across like he's sympathetic. Piers Morgan is basically like the George Santos of these shows, but that's another story, another video. But let me get to the crux of this. When people use their codes, they say we don't want to be woke and we don't want to, political correctness. You didn't have it before. So let's look at the history, shall we? You were used to describe black people all through the history of time. You've had code words for black people. Who created that? The music charts, when they were known as the race charts and the Negro charts and the soul charts and the black charts. Look up the music awards from 40 years ago. They said the black awards. Think about that. They didn't even call it music. They called it based on your race. Who came up with that? How can you call woke and say that you're tired of political correctness when you're the ones who created it? You're the ones who created it, because there's been divisiveness from the get-go. Over 400 plus years. It's not anything to do with anyone black who started that. It's the ones who legislated that. Those are the ones who wrote the Bill of Constitutions, the ones who followed a so-called protocol. It's the one with the Brown Board of Education in 1954. It's the ones who said they passed the Civil Rights Bill in 1964, 55, 64, and who led Jackie Robinson to baseball in 47. Who was controlling it? White men. How many Supreme Court justices have you had? 3. And yet Thurgood Marshall, forever and a day till Clarence Thomas was their token to get up there. You've only had 3. One black president, one black vice president. Let that sink in. How long you been around? But you want to say that you scared because of woke and you scared because of political correctness when you've been incorrect and you've been backwards, hateful, and despicable. So when Piers Morgan, of all people, is trying to have a balanced show on something that, to be honest with you, when this woman says that she can say the N word and she says it freely, but she won't say it on the show with Mark Lamont on there, she said it, and we all know they said it. I'm glad they're not using hip hop as a vice, because who runs the labels? Who runs Hollywood? Who gets to depict the stereotypes? Who gets to put people in the box? Yes, black people are accountable for choices and decisions, but they're not the deal makers. They're not the money shakers. It's not an even world. We can break it down by social economics of what a black man makes to a white man to what a black woman makes to a white woman. We can do it based on life expectancies, health. It's all divided. You go to the doctor, they do not talk to you the same way as they do to a white counterpart. That's just fact over fiction. We can do fact over fiction on everything. There is a divide that is there. There has been legalized segregation that is there. Gentrification, when they want to destroy a neighborhood, they Wi-Fi it up, they raise the cost because they want to make it more appealable. That's why they have Section Nation, they have ghettos and hoods, because they ghettoize and they try to put a typecast. And it's a stereotypical institutionalized mindset, just like prison complex and everything that is done to systematically allow this. So, that white woman, Shilo Hendrix, like so many, feels privileged to say what they want because it's never had to share nothing. You're not sharing your life expectancies. You're not sharing your financial expectancies because it's not the same. They're the ones who entertain you or you bemused by it, but that is not the same totality. But Piers Morgan is somehow going to be the person that you come to, that he somehow is the light bulb for a show that is on a very serious topic that has never been fully, it never will be. Countries two races, they two set in their ways, they've never shared, and they rather say. So now, when you hear people talk about woke, and they say political correctness, and they say, well, what about the black people that protested with George Floyd? And that, well, the cries have been real, but they have not been answered. The cries have never been answered. It's been given in tokenism. It's been a use. See, Trump and all of them play off the plantation mindset of what we're going to do for you. The Democrats have pimped black folks. Republicans pimp black folks. There is no party. These parties are like Diddy parties, and I ain't got nothing to do with how his verdict or anything goes. But my point is, they've used you, and they have not enhanced you. Because if you have to be taxed and pay into a system that enslaved you, how free are you? And see, the people that sit there and justify their ignorance because they can say what they want, because that's privilege. That is the condition that they've been allowed to believe that they sit on that pedestal. They have never had to share nothing. Last I checked, there is not all Black history isn't taught every day in the schools. It's given 1 month, even though you're born and bred as a citizen and you have Social Security and they have access to you. But that's what you are. Racially profiling, the boxes. People can pick out that black men and this and that and the other do this and that and the other. But who is who the history taught about? Who is the founders and who controls the narrative of what you see, what you hear? When we talk ownership, when we talk about that, this woman, Shilo Hendrix, is unfit to be a parent. And if you're teaching your kids that says a lot about your character, which ain't about much. However, in the American trajectory of privilege and able to do what you want and be what you want, she will get support and the money will pour in because they don't ever feel that their racism and negativity is anything wrong because that's how they've been born and bred. So when you don't have to ever share nothing, you don't have no feelings, no sympathy, no nothing. That's why I always say signify. Because I stand to believe that the majority are racist as opposed until I'm proven wrong. And most of the time, I haven't been proven wrong yet because it is built-in, inherent, systematically institutionalized that you're going to think what you want to think and you will justify it and you don't want to be told anything differently because you feel like you are entitled. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm on one time. Peace.